Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Yo Baby Daddy podcast, episode 13, and today we have the Trap Nerds podcast on the show today. Just want to welcome you guys. Just a brief introduction. We got VX Vash with us. We got Baku X Baku, and yeah, welcome, guys.
We in this piece, man. You know how we do it.
What's up?
You know how we do it, man.
Oh man, but yeah, glad to have you guys on. But yeah, let's just dive into it. What was the start for you guys for the Trap Nerds? Who came up with the
You
idea?
want, you want me to do it or you gonna do it, Tony? I go
I'll,
ahead and
I'll,
go.
uh,
I go ahead and go. I go ahead and go.
okay,
You
go,
can
go
sit.
ahead.
You can sit. You can relax. I go ahead and do
All
it.
right, all right, go ahead.
So this is from my perspective because I wasn't there the whole time. I remember my brother telling me that he started a podcast. Him and one of his friends who went to college with Dre. Then they started telling me they got this other dude who do it with him. So there was three of them. I like, how many people y'all do your podcast? It was like three. Me, Dre, and Tony. And this is how I got involved. I said, "Can I be on the podcast too?" That's it. That's the story. and then I was on the podcast too, and like they did all the heavy lifting. I'm just there. I'm just there for moral support and being funny. That's all. That's all I'm there for. But yeah, my brother, like, they came up with the idea. We wanted to do something like for like black nerd culture. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
there's not a lot of places where you could like hear that from black creators or black broadcasters and things like that. So that was it. That was the idea behind it, like that. And so my brother come up with the idea. He's the host. He tries to be the host most of the time. I have to fix things sometimes though. Then it's Dre.
Sometimes he needs a little guidance.
Yeah, yeah. Tony is the tech dude. He does all the editing and all that stuff. And yeah, that's how the podcast came around. The idea behind it and everything. Tony, what's your perspective?
Yeah, for me, so I'd already been working with Xavier for a while. He's done trying to do a comic, and he asked me to make videos for him. And so like any other videos he did before the podcast, I was the editor. And he approached me one day. He's like, "Hey, you know, I want to start a podcast, and we need someone who can edit, and we'd also, want you to be on the show." At first, I was like, I don't know, I'm not black, it's like, so the idea was like, I mean, I guess, I don't want to intrude or anything. I'll be editing, but he's like, no, no, you should come on, And I was like, all right, and it's honestly best choice I ever made because
Yeah.
it really has been so much fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude. I've been watching you guys since the beginning. You guys just have a lot of fun, dude.
Yes,
A lot of laughs.
it's fun just because we all it's like a group of friends just getting together, like they're in a barber shop or something,
Hmm.
just talking
Mhm.
about stuff that we love, like comic book games, current events, stuff like that. Or like me, I just talk about nonsense all the time, but they put up with me. So yeah, it's been great, man. It's been great.
So let me ask you guys this real quick. From the four of you guys, who would you say is the most nerdiest?
That's a good question.
It depends on what kind of nerd you talking
Yeah,
about,
I
though.
think I think we're all different types of nerds,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Like
Yeah.
if I wanted somebody to teach me how to invest something, I would probably take Tony. Or if I wanted to know something about some kind of computer company, I would take Tony.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Well,
let's
who's
see.
who's the biggest movie buff then?
Would you say Dre is a
Oh,
biggest
I
movie?
would, you or Dre. It'd be
Me
you
or
or
Dre,
Dre.
one or the
Yeah.
other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I don't like all kinds. Dre seems like he looks at every single movie. He would look at every single movie. Like certain genres of movies I don't like though. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's either me or Dre. Either me or Dre. One of us is
Yeah.
the biggest movie. But
And then Xavier is the big one in the comics. He's
comics, yeah.
yeah, he's
Him,
all
Dre
into
is
it.
big into comics too. Dre know all the
Mhm.
storylines stuff too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they comics. And I think me and Tony is the biggest on anime.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah,
Xavier.
Yeah.
Dre's really into it too. But I
yeah.
think me and
But
Baca
we
got
and
him.
Tony, we don't. I think we don't watch the most anime though. We don't watch like most of the animes that have been made since the beginning of time. So yeah,
Yeah.
Dang. The between me and Pete, Pete's the one that's reads all the comics. Like
Yeah.
he'll
I,
tell me like we'll watch like pre-COVID and we would be watching like the new Avengers or whatever movie, and then he'll be like, "Oh man, I can already see it leading to this and that." And I'm like, "What?" He's all like, "Yeah," and then he tells me what the hell's going on in the comics, and I'm like, "Okay."
yeah.
I,
That's what Dre do.
oh,
That's exactly what Dre do.
yeah. It's
So
Oh,
P, so P, you a DC Marvel guy? What's your favorite type of comic?
I'm all man. Honestly, I love
Oh.
DC. I love Marvel. I love Image. I love all of it, dude.
Image.
In
I ain't heard
Dark
nobody say
Horse.
they love Image, man. That's a
Image
good one right there.
Comics,
That's a good one right there.
Dark Horse Comics. I love it all, dude. I've really got into the indie scene.
Mhm.
I love it, dude. Honestly, there's some great comics on there from like I got into Invincible before it got popular, and it was just so fucking great, dude.
Yes.
Then The Walking Dead. Then always been a big Spawn fan as well. You know, Todd McFarlane, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
thought the dude
dude,
was
I've always-
dead. Apparently, he's still alive.
Spawn or
Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane? Yeah, he's still alive, dude. He's,
I thought he was dead.
Why you trying to put this man in the grave early, man?
Yeah, I
Come
know.
on, man.
Well,
Trying
how
to put this
guy.
man in the grave.
wasn't he trying to make a new Spawn movie? Like he was trying to like produce it, direct it, and everything.
Michael
Like,
J. White's gonna come out?
No, no.
Oh, I
he
remember that
wants,
Spawn movie. Oh, that's bringing back memories, man.
man.
Ah, it was
He
so
wants,
bad.
He wants Jamie Foxx to be
Okay.
to be Spawn.
No, I don't want Jamie Foxx to be Spawn. He
Yeah, I
seem
don't know
like the
about
Spawn
that.
type.
I don't know about
Isn't
that.
he a little too short?
I don't care about the size. His attitude just don't.
Oh,
See, at least Michael J. White had the attitude to be Spawn to me.
Yeah, true.
Jamie Foxx don't have the attitude to me.
True,
Man.
true. The only thing that I want is for them to bring back the guy who played the killer clown. What the fuck is his name?
Is he alive
John,
though?
Yeah.
John Leguizamo or something like that. I forgot his name. But
Yeah, he's still
John
alive.
Leguizamo.
Yeah, he's still
He's
alive.
still
I
alive.
think.
Yeah. He's still alive. He's just older now.
he came on the
Much
John Wick
older.
movies.
Yeah, he did.
That movie creeped me out when I was little. Just creeped me out.
Same, dude. I actually went to
Yes.
the theater to see it, and I was like, I don't like this.
See that was back when we didn't have the money that we had when I was older. So we got it on bootleg from the Mexican mart up the street. You go up there and they have them,
Oh, yeah.
the bootlegs up there.
Damn.
The
That's
bootlegs.
That's true.
Come on. You see people standing up, shadows in the middle of the movie and
Oh,
stuff.
I hated that.
Yeah.
there was a bootleg flea market like off was it 30?
Yeah,
630?
yeah,
Yeah.
30, yeah. It's
Yeah.
one off 45 too. It was one everywhere. Any store you go to, you can find one.
Yeah, we used to have that at the flea market too in South Texas as well. Go to the flea market. There's usually like a vendor selling DVDs and stuff, like
Yeah.
10 for $10, something like that.
It'll
I
be,
had,
the
I had
weird,
Shrek 2. I had Shrek 2 bootleg.
Straight too.
it'll be the weirdest thing at the flea market because the dude would have like a legitimate business and he didn't care. Like the cops would go by. and
Yep.
They didn't care.
Yep. Hey, they used to come in the barbershops and everything. They used to do
yeah.
everything. Bootleg people used to make money back when VHS was a thing.
Mhm.
But as soon as VHS and DVDs died off, they died off. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you could burn CDs and DVDs, bootleggers are making mad money.
Yep.
Mm.
Mad
Oh.
money.
I wonder what they're doing now.
I don't know.
Stealing radios.
Stealing.
Well,
What they stealing radios for, man?
well, I went to the flea market not too long ago, pre-COVID, and one of the guys who used to sell bootleg DVDs, what he does now, he hacks like 3DSs and stuff like that.
I can
sounds
see
right.
that.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Okay,
Sounds about
okay.
right.
That's about the progression. Move to
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Move to games.
I remember when you could buy like a Nintendo Wii and it had like fucking 400 games on it, and it was like cracked or whatever. So,
Yeah.
like, it was great, dude. It was awesome. I had one of those.
You used to
Wiis.
do that with the PSP too. They used to you could use burn all the
Yes.
comedy specials and everything on the PSP. Everything used to be on there.
Mhm.
Even though that was one of the most horrible handheld game systems ever though. So, but
Dude,
yeah,
I love the PSP.
Nah, bro.
was horrible,
That shit
man.
was awful.
it was horrible.
Dude, man, it had
What
so
was-
much potential.
What was their reasoning behind them analog? That didn't make no sense, man. The controller setup made no sense, man.
No.
It was horrible.
It really didn't. It just it was a hot pile of garbage, but it just had so much potential, dude.
yeah,
Like
it did.
man, that and the PS Vita. The PS Vita tanked hard.
Some say
It was
the PS
bad.
Vita was ahead of its time. I say no.
Oh no, no, it was not.
No, it sure wasn't.
They used to say that about the Dreamcast too.
Yeah.
I still say that, but
Hey,
it was
I
ahead
know-
of
I
its
knew- I
time.
knew Tony
Okay,
was gonna bring it up.
It-
Tony
it-
is in
it-
love with the Dreamcast. for some reason.
Dreamcast was amazing. Okay,
It, wasn't
nobody
it the
was
first,
ready for it.
Wasn't it the first console to have internet, right?
Yes,
Yep.
it was.
Yes.
The first
Yeah,
games you could play online too.
And it was still trash. It was still trash.
No, it wasn't.
We had one of my cousin's house. I never wanted to play it at all. I said, let's go ahead and play the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis or something. I'd rather play them.
It's
than
because you didn't have
Yeah.
Power Stone, man. If you did Power Stone, you'd want to play it.
Yeah, damn.
Dreamcast. Dreamcast was trash, Tony. It was
Oh
trash.
no! Stop! No! I'm
was
not bringing this debate here. Okay, I'm not.
Them fighting words, man. God.
I know we're getting
Oh,
off topic.
Pete, you in love with it too, man?
Yeah, dude, the Dreamcast
Oh,
was great,
God.
man.
God,
It was great, dude. It changed everything, dude. It literally changed everything.
it changed everything by being the worst of everything. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So you gotta make
Oh,
you gotta
wow.
make mistakes before you make something actually good. So you're right. You're right.
Let me ask you this, Vash. Do you own a Dreamcast now?
I do actually still have a Dreamcast.
And does it work?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
Okay, okay, okay.
I know
Okay.
we're going off topic here, but I want to ask you guys
Voted fellow.
a question. Is what type of cartoons, when you guys were growing up, what type of cartoons did you guys watch? Just cartoons in general.
Man, I
Bro.
mean everything that came on.
Dude, remember
Saturday.
remember Fox Kids when they had
Fox?
like
Oh, yeah.
X-Men, Spider-Man.
They had Fox
Oh,
had
dude, that
all
used to
like
be my shit, dude.
Digimon
Oh,
and all that.
Digimon,
Everything.
dude.
Channel
That-
33 every Saturday.
Mhm.
You used to look at the whole lineup. Dragon Ball Z used to come on. Yu-Gi-Oh. Pokemon, all that stuff. Digimon. I used to look at everything, every cartoon. That like got me started in anime and everything. X-Men.
Mhm.
Until
So is Dragon Ball Z what got you into anime?
yeah, Dragon
Was
Ball
that
Z.
your introduction? Yeah, that
I think
happens
there's
to a lot of
everybody from
people.
I think there's everybody from the hood first anime. Dragon Ball Z, because that was the
Yeah,
only thing that was on when
it came on,
back when
yeah.
you didn't have cable.
Yeah. True.
Mine was
It's
too,
true.
but we watched it in Spanish because we know.
Yes.
More
So-
South Texas.
But-
We watched it in Spanish, dude.
Yeah. So
What was
funny thing was like I watched Dragon Ball Z, and then in Mexico they were like way ahead. Like they
Oh,
were
yeah.
in GT before
Oh,
we were in
yeah.
the Cell Saga, and I
Oh yeah.
so like I went over there and I turned on the TV and fucking GT was on. I didn't know what it was at the time. I was like, why is
Another
Goku a
horrible
kid?
mistake. GT.
I
They
was
had the
so
red Cunny, it was
confused,
so
bro.
horrible.
GT was horrible.
Horrible.
Absolute garbage.
It was
Worst
actually
decision they ever made.
I got an anime in Mexico because Mexico actually had like a channel that played Japanese anime. Like,
Dude,
They didn't
all
come.
day.
They didn't come until I got cable, and we was able to get Toonami and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's when I started.
Toonami was great,
That's when I started watching like a whole bunch of anime. Cause
dude.
that's why I
Yeah.
first started watching Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho. That's why I first saw Akira.
Sailor Moon.
That's where I first saw Sailor Moon. Yeah, all that stuff.
Inuyasha
Berserk.
was on Inuyasha was an Adult Swim. It was
yeah.
after Toonami.
Mhm.
So like Toonami would be on, and then Adult Swim would
So,
start,
come on.
and then you would watch
Yeah.
Inuyasha.
You get to watch like six episodes of anime a night.
It was great, dude. That's how I got introduced to Trigun. Oh my god. dude.
Yep, I saw the whole
Yeah.
series of Trigun on Toonami.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Funny thing, I
Saw
saw
the whole thing.
Trigun in Spanish too because of the channel.
Dude, the names in Spanish were better than the English ones, like Trigun or
Dragoon,
Dragon.
Dragon Ball Zeta.
There you go. Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was
It was
funny
great.
as hell.
Yeah, dude. It was great.
We kind of wandered off topic.
Dude,
It was worth it though. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, well, jumping back into topic, how has the podcast changed now since you guys first started to now being under, the Black Effect Network? How has it changed from day one to
We
day
actually have a structure to the show now.
Yeah.
We got a lot more structure. We got
So-
a lot more better technology now. We got
Yeah.
better mics. They giving us equipment and everything. We getting to interview actually people in the industry, so that's
Yeah.
been great. Getting to interview all these different kinds of people and stuff. And I do the same amount of work that I always do, so it doesn't bother me too much. You need to ask Tony though; he probably do the most work though.
Well, for me, the workload has increased a lot since then, but it's honestly not bothered me. There's a lot, but it's okay. Like, when we first started, when I did the editing, I didn't really do much to it. I just kind of synced everyone's tracks, made sure it all went together, and that was it. But when we got put on the network, our producer's like, yeah, you can't do that. We need it more concise, more condensed. Try to cut out the breaths in between conversation, try to make it flow better. So
Mhm.
it's been a lot more work. But honestly, when I go back and listen to our shows afterwards,
So much
it's
better.
it's so much better. It's definitely worth it.
Shout out to the Black Effect Network, man. They really had faith in us, gave us actual
Oh
something to
yeah,
actually work with and everything. So,
they
I
really tested us too, because
yeah,
like we knew for a while, like we knew they had us in mind for a while, but they kind of just kept us at a standstill, And I always figured like they were testing us and making sure we were stick to it and we weren't just gonna drop the podcast
Yeah,
or
yeah,
be inconsistent.
yeah.
we've been consistent every week. Every
Mhm.
week we've been consistent, and like they been so good to us so far. And the growth we've been seeing, the growth in the numbers and everything. Like I never expected us to have this many listeners. Where I'm
Mhm.
actually seeing engagement on social media and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
been great.
That's good. Real quick, for anybody who doesn't know what the Black Effect Network is, can you all explain real quick?
So the Black Effect Network is a network for Black content creators,
Mm-hmm.
and it was started by Charlemagne the God.
Mm-hmm.
He got tired of not being able to help, I guess, the community, the Black community,
Yeah, yeah.
and bringing them onto podcast networks because it's always like a network will take, you know, a lot of your content and change it to whatever they want. But he will just bring them on and hey, you do you, we trust in you.
Oh, okay.
And so they've honestly been very hands off
Yep,
for us.
they let us keep being ignorant and everything. So that's been great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. That's good, man. That's good to hear.
Oh yeah, and they work with iHeartRadio, right, Tony?
Yeah. He has
All right.
partnered with iHeartRadio, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that literally led into the next question that I was going to ask about the behind the scenes and stuff. You pretty much answered that your workload went up once you guys went under the Black Effect Network. But we were talking about before the show. You guys have a producer now. How's that been like?
Oh, she's great. Shout out to Jax, man. She is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Nice.
a lot of the editing I do, but she adds the effects,
Hmm.
any stuff like that. She adds it. Like the tag team that we've created has been honestly amazing.
Nice.
And she brings us to interviews. She brings us topics, stuff like that, and she helps keep Xavier on track with his show threads. It's she's great. She's honestly a big part of why we've been successful.
Yeah. Did you
She
guys
gets the
meld right
interviews and
away?
everything. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did you guys like meld right away? Like it was just bam.
Oh yeah, so I think she fit in real quick with us. I
Nice.
thought I thought it was gonna be weird. Baku thought it was a dude, like you know.
Yeah, I thought it was a dude for the first 2 weeks until I actually heard her talk. I thought it was a dude the
Yeah,
whole time. I was like Jaquez, whatever. I was like, I guess it's a dude, right? Then she called
yeah.
it. We did an interview all together. Like, oh, that's a chick. Thought that was a dude this whole time, man. What's going on?
Damn.
Can you imagine the first time you meet, hello, sir. Oh shit.
But she's
Dang.
awesome though. She's awesome though. Anybody who can keep my brother in line is awesome. So, because if
Yeah.
it was up to him, the show would be 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. She talked us down to the hour time limit we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys.
Honestly, I like it better. I think it's
Yeah.
nice. It's nice to be more concise.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
makes it more like engaging too to listen to.
Yeah, it was a big change. Listening to you guys going from an hour and 30 minutes and then going under the Black Effect Network and coming down to an hour. It's actually, man, it's really good, man. Honestly,
Thank you,
It's,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
yeah, man. Dude, honestly, the quality has skyrocketed. Honestly, like, especially comparing it to like day one to what it is now, like
Yep.
it's night and day, dude. It's yeah, dude. I love it, dude. Being from the Grove and oh man, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I was real quick, Pete. I was
Yeah.
I was gonna tell him that you were the one that introduced me to their podcast.
Yeah,
Me and
yeah.
Pete have been friends for a long time, and then he was telling me about you guys. So I'm like, oh, let me check you guys out. And I was hearing you guys, and like, it seems like they took your podcast and then like they polished it up, and then they just added a little more, and that's pretty much what it feels like.
Yep.
Because like
Yeah, 'cause-
your banter's
Yeah,
there.
we still get. Yep. We still get to do everything we've been doing at first. We get to talk about what we want to talk about. We don't have to pull no punches or whatever. We get to just be us, the same people we always. Because going back to the beginning when it first started, even the first episode, after a couple of minutes, it kind of like everything just kind of flew
Yeah,
between us.
everything just clicked. Like we
Yeah.
all have. They even tell us like y'all have great chemistry, and it just kind of just clicked, it just worked.
Yeah,
You know.
'cause it's easy for everything to like flow together when you got a star as big as me. So it's like everything else
Okay.
kind of like flows together with me. It's like I'm the sun, and they the rest of the planets, and like it's like a solar system. It works really good, man.
They're all
Okay.
gravitating towards you. I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
I get it. Yeah. No, I definitely like how you guys bounce off of each other, especially on like different topics where you guys have different viewpoints on stuff. Like even talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you guys had such different viewpoints on it that it was
There-
literally covering all the spectrums of it.
I was watching one of the. I mean, I was listening to one of the podcast episodes you guys had, and I'm not gonna get into it here, but all I'm gonna say is someone was right about the simp thing. That's all.
Yes.
I'm saying.
No.
Yes, he was.
No.
That's
He
all
was.
I'm saying.
He
That's
was.
all I'm saying.
He was. I had to come around to it too, Jaime. I had to come around to it. I was like,
Listen,
oh, he actually right.
I get
man.
his point, but I see you in the chat, Xavier. You're not right. That's not the right way to use that word.
Yeah, so like we all understand what he's saying, and we all get the point that he's making, but he's
Yeah.
using the wrong word for it, and it's like
Nah, it's the right word. It's the right
No,
word.
no. He's just-
America
he-
is this 9 out of 10 female, but she got a bad attitude, like a horrible attitude. And Sam is steady trying to please this chick with a bad attitude who don't really like him at all. And he's trying to do everything he can to be on that girl's good side. He is 100% a simp for America. He was 100% a simp, man.
Yeah, like literally, I was listening to it, and then he was bringing it up. I'm like, what is he talking about? And then as the more he was explaining, and then like everybody was bringing up the viewpoint, I'm like, damn, this guy's right. I was like, holy shit, I really do.
You know what got me, Jaime? It was the episode where he was talking to Isaiah. I was like, he started talking to Isaiah, and I see Isaiah's perspective and his. I'm like, oh my god, my brother's actually right. I'm gonna have to admit this dude was actually right about what he was saying. Sam is a simp. That's where it came from for me.
Xavier actually has like a little clip of Eli admitting he was right.
It happens rarely. I have to give him something every once in a
did
while.
he put it as his ringtone?
He did.
Oh man, every time Baku calls him, all you hear is Xavier, you were right. Xavier, you were right. Oh man.
You be
But yeah, dude,
you
we all get his viewpoint on it. We all get what he's saying. Like he's basically, trying to please a system that doesn't,
Yeah.
help him. It doesn't do anything for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all get it. But yeah, like I said, it all just bounces off of each other. Like especially the different viewpoints, and I don't know, it just flows really, really well. I've found that I'm more engaged by that. Like if everybody just got along and just agreed on everything, it wouldn't be as cohesive as
You
it
gotta
is.
have some conflict. You gotta have some arguments, man. You gotta have different
Yeah.
perspectives. If everybody just like to do the same thing, what's the point of listening to it? You get no real opinions. Conflict is where you get real opinions, where people can banter, talk back and forth, talk trash to each other, different opinions and stuff. That's when you get the good stuff, man. That's when you get the gold, the content gold.
Yeah, very much, man. That's why I love you guys' podcast. I mean, like I said, I've been listening to it since the beginning. I honestly, there's some stuff that I didn't realize about certain pop culture stuff that you guys have been talking about.
I didn't realize it either till the show thread
I,
came out.
I will
That's when
not.
realized.
I will not agree with the JoJo perspective.
Oh my
because-
god,
no,
is
we're
you
not.
a JoJo fan?
I enjoy JoJo. I enjoy JoJo.
Enjoying JoJo is so weird, man. If you people, I side eye people who actually enjoy JoJo, man. I side eye them.
Whatever, man. No. I want to get into this again, bro.
Okay.
He doesn't like JoJo. We'll keep it at that. He doesn't like JoJo.
Yeah, he doesn't like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So yeah, it's entertaining, and we'll just leave it at that. But like some people just don't like it. Some people just do not like it, and that's okay. We respect that.
People who like JoJo, them kids who sit at the lunch table by themselves when they was in high school, just sit by themselves with their eye makeup on or whatever. Weird.
Someone just put in the chat, put respect on JoJo. That's what they
Yeah,
So many
that's-
people like the anime. I just don't understand why.
That's Dre in there. Dre in the chat.
Oh yeah,
Dre.
Dre gonna light it up. Oh man, but getting back on topic, let's dive a little bit deeper. So we're the Yo Baby Daddy podcast, and we get into some deep shit. So I wanted to explore Tony.
Wait a minute. Before you keep going, do we
Yeah,
get into stuff about baby daddy stuff? That's the deep stuff we get in. What kind of deep stuff do we get into
I
here?
mean, we get into like baby daddy, baby mamas, different experiences. I mean, having to raise children that aren't yours, being a step parent, not being able to have kids, being raised by your grandparents, not having any parents at all, stuff like that. We all walks of life. Everybody's got a story to tell, and the way that I see it is, we want to put it out there so that people realize that they're not alone.
Yeah.
You know, there's somebody out there who's been through that, and they've either made it through it, or you realize, hey, I'm not alone. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's very few people who are willing to talk about like certain deep stuff, whether they feel like they're gonna get judged or gonna get made fun of or anything like that. So yeah, we've had some guests on that, it's just all voice because they want to say what they want to say, and they feel like if they put their face out there, they might not be able to do it. So
See, when you grew up in the '90s, people make fun of you don't bother you because that's all we did. Back when I was growing up, you just made fun of people. That was how we
Yeah.
passed the time at school. Literally just scoring and roasting each other the whole time.
Used to have to dodge those tables.
bro, they would light your ass up.
You hear people scoring on each other in the lunchroom. You gotta like walk across the other side of the lunchroom so they don't, because they'll see you and they'll just start scoring on you just because you walk by.
I was one of those people. I will fire you up for walking by. I will fire you up for walking by.
it's
No,
like,
but that is great though, man. Like to give people a platform to talk on, especially like anonymously, because I imagine that can feel pretty therapeutic for some people. Talking about especially problems like that, stuff you can't really air out.
Yeah, man. I found mostly in life that just talking about it, just knowing that somebody else is out there, is a great feeling. It takes a giant weight off your shoulders.
Yeah,
Especially,
very evolved of you. Very evolved.
yep, especially baby daddies and men in general, but like also baby mamas and women in general. Like, we all just need to know that somebody's out there. But yeah.
yeah.
So, as I was saying before we started diving deeper into the channel, um, so Tony, you had the experience of having to raise your little brother. Um, how much younger is he than you? Let's start off with that.
He is 20 years younger than me.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm 30. He is 10 as of a few weeks ago,
Okay, okay.
and he a while back, my mom got put in a jail, and no one wanted to really step up and take care of him. So I did, and I got a lot of flack for it. There's a lot of internal family drama that we have, and it wasn't a great experience, but it honestly opened my eyes to being a father figure, and honestly how hard it was to break myself from being a brother figure and changing into a father figure, because it's a different thing, man. Like, one thing I guess I learned was I can't always be my brother's best friend, like, especially when it comes to like discipline and stuff, making sure he does what he needs to do, punishing him when he doesn't, stuff like that. And it was a big it was a hurdle. I think I've got it a little better these days, but first starting out, and then working too, because I had to work and then get him from school. I had to find work that would support my schedule to get him out of school and take him to school, and it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah, dude. I know you and I have talked about it a lot, and um, so like your experience with being raised by your grandmother, how did that basically turn around to you raising your younger brother? Did it make you see what your grandmother did for you in a new light?
Yeah, so one of the things for that was, when I was younger, I didn't have my parents around. My dad got deported. My mom, she just wasn't around.
Mhm.
And my grandmother took me in, and we just we just made it because she was very well off at first. It wasn't until I was a teenager she got laid off and things started to get a little rough. But she was always there for me. She was the support that I needed when I needed it. And since I was with her from such a young age, like I really don't know what it's like to have two parents. And I know for Lucky, it's been kind of the same, just a little less because my mom's actually been there for him for most of it. But a lot of the stuff that I've had to learn a lot of things about being that fatherly figure because I didn't have one. You know, I had my uncles, but they weren't always there. You know, one was in the military, one worked all the time. He was traveling all the time. And so I really didn't have that. And having to learn a lot of that stuff myself was pretty rough. But I forgot the question. What was the question? I kind of went off.
Did it change your perspective on?
Oh
what your
yeah.
parents
So I think right now I feel like since my grandmother's not around anymore, I have kind of filled that role for my brother to be like, I guess that supportive parental role. You know,
need?
I love that kid, dude. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is to have a kid, but I think it's pretty close. At least I like to hope so.
Yeah, the way real quick, the way that you speak about your situation and the way you speak about how much you love your brother, it sounds very similar. You're not that far off, man. It's a different feeling, but you're not that far off. I'll tell you that. So if you ever get like the idea of anybody tells you, oh, you don't know what it is to have a kid, I hate it when people say that when someone's gone to a similar situation, especially like yours, because like, you know what I mean. You've been not only money but also providing like, you know, discipline and stuff like that. Most parents can't even do that. Some parents just want to dump money at the kid and then that's it. They don't want to do the actual hard work, which is like teaching them discipline, and that's the major one.
True.
'Cause that's what carries over to the adulthood.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're not that far off.
Yeah, dude, and I've seen it in real life, dude. You can tell you love Lucky, man. Like you love him like if it was your own, man. And they're just going on car rides, just going out to eat and stuff like that. Like you can tell that stuff means a lot to him. Um, yeah, dude. It's no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say a quick question, Tony. Have you have you thought about like how can you even do it instead of Texas, like him being under you, or is he still like under your mom, as in like what is it, legal wise? You know, like a ward or like
Talking about like a guardian.
yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't looked into it.
Oh, okay.
The Guardian thing, I don't know. I didn't think it was a necessary thing. I guess just because like I'm already his brother.
It ain't necessary.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. I have to take my brother to all the different kind of stuff. All I do is I just sign on the guardian and then never happens. It just happens.
Yeah, because like when I enrolled him in school and stuff, they were just kind of like, "Oh yeah, you're his brother. Okay, cool. You know, whatever." Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I guess over here it's a little bit different because there's been times where, when I was in high school, and especially in high school, but middle school, sometimes it would happen where they're like, "Oh, your parent needs to sign this or whatever," and then like my brother would be there, and then they're like, "No, he can't sign. It has to be your parent." And I'm like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, that never happened to me. Where you at, Pete?
That's Jaime.
Oh, hi, man.
That was time. Where you at?
So South Texas. It's
South Texas.
very south. Like,
Okay.
you can.
I'm about to say because in
Deep
Dallas,
South.
you can get away the whole. But you just tell them your brother and they can sign anything.
Yeah,
You
Dallas
don't even
don't
have
give
to.
a shit.
You don't even have to. You don't even have to leave parents with kids in Dallas. They can just stay at home for whatever age. You know, man.
Yeah.
It's literally no law against it either. For real, I'm telling you. We was at the house by
Yeah.
ourselves when I was like 9 years old by ourselves. So that's how I
Yeah.
go down here.
I mean, my mom was they just let my brother walk to school. I walk home. He's like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
I was like,
It was 7, 8 years old. We was riding around the neighborhood in bikes, going half mile, 2 miles away from the house. And as long as we got back by nighttime, it wasn't no problems, man. That was back in the good old days, though.
Yeah, that's back in the good old days when you got crazy ass people on the streets now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And keep
even
Street
more
lights.
crazy.
The street lights were your alarm. As soon as you see them
Yep.
on, oh, get your ass home.
Yep.
Yep, very true. Very true. Yeah, man. Mako, what was your experience? I know you had some experience on
Like
super.
growing up, like we were fortunate though, cause we had good parents and everything. But like they just had to work a lot, 'cause, that's how it was.
Mhm.
So when your parents working a lot, your grandparents, because it was in our house, it was my grandpa. We was living like essays. It was my grandpa, my grandma, my mama, my daddy, my aunt, and us. Me, my brother, my aunt's daughter and son. So we was out. It was like nine
Man,
of
you,
us in the house.
you really had a damn full house there.
Damn.
Like it was like nine of us in the house until my brother graduated and stuff, and then he went to college or whatever. So then it was like eight of us left with him, and it's just how it goes. You just get left in charge when you're the oldest. They like do this, do this, do this. Make sure they don't do this. Make sure they don't do this. So and they use it as an excuse, but it wasn't true. But they used to say, "Oh, we just did that, so you didn't end up with having a whole bunch of kids." I'm like, "Nah, that's not what happened, man. Yeah, that's not what happened, man. I was the last resort, man. That's what it was." But I ain't got no kids or nothing now, so I guess they did the job because once you get done taking care of bad kids for a while, you're like, man, I really don't want none of them problems at all. So, I don't want none of them problems at all. But like, because as soon as I got a car, I was in charge of like picking up from school, taking to practice, everything. I was doing all
wow.
that stuff, driving everywhere. So it's like, and after a while, it's like a routine. And like the youngest one is still here. He 11 now, so it's 20 years just like Tony. He 11 now.
Mm.
Now, like I take him to tennis practice, pick him up from school, help him with his work, all that stuff. So it's been the same for me. It's like it's easy now though. I just don't think I want any though. So that's the only downside.
Oh, you've experienced it a lot from the sounds of it.
I think it spoiled me from wanting kids.
Did you get some? Did you get some favors or like some good brother points there for like being able to take everybody to their games and stuff like that?
Nah. Just a whole bunch of complaining, like always. You
Yeah.
never get the good side. You just get a whole bunch of complaining. You supposed to take me here. I just took you somewhere yesterday. Why I gotta take you somewhere else today? Supposed to do this. Supposed to do that. Then as soon as you say something no to somebody, you like the worst brother in the world. So yeah, that's how it was.
That's how it is.
That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
So it seems to me like both of you know the ins and outs of time management with kids. You know what I mean? Taking them to school at a certain time, take them out of school at a certain time, pick them up, drop them off, all that stuff.
Yep. Teaching about sex and stuff. Yeah, it's hard, man.
I don't think I'm ready for that one yet. I don't know.
Tony, did you say he was 10 already?
Yeah, he's coming around. I know.
Really fast, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to start. I'm
planning
being
it
serious,
out.
Tony. You might want to start right now. Just ask him a little bit questions about what he knows and stuff. You might want to start now. I'll tell you right now.
Mm-hmm. I had I had to have a small talk with my oldest. He's 11 now. It's
11, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
damn! I didn't know we had to start him that early.
No, it's true.
Shit.
No, if they don't learn it for you, they're gonna learn it somewhere else, Tony. So
yeah,
you,
dude.
you
Yeah.
that's how my parents raised me. Because my parents was open, even though my parents they was in church and stuff, but they was still open. They say because they didn't teach us, we was gonna learn it from somewhere we didn't need to learn it from. So they taught us all that stuff. They told us they was honest with all that stuff with us. So you should learn. You should start as young as possible because it's a whole bunch of stuff you're gonna need, especially when they start going to 6th grade. 7th grade, it's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff like that they probably need to know. Because I was in 5th grade, and 6th grade, and 7th grade too. And
Oh God.
I remember doing some stuff. Yeah, okay, you need to go back.
real quick, when someone asked, when do boys start wanking off?
Oh
12,
no!
12 or 13. 12 or 13.
Yeah.
That's when it starts. 12 or 13.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah. And like you're not even thinking about it though, the action or whatever.
Yeah,
So there's
dude.
one day you touch something, then it feels good. You keep doing it, then all of a sudden it's like, what just happened? Why did that feel so good?
That is the experience.
Yeah,
you just touch something one day, you're like, huh?
What is this
What is
new
that?
experience?
Yeah. Like all men and boys, we mostly do stuff on accident. If it's good, bad, or indifferent, we always figure out stuff on accident. That's how dudes are. Stuff we don't try to do stuff, it just happens on accident. I bet everything that we have invented or discovered has been on accident. It's just how we are.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, dude, you should have that talk early on. I know dudes when I was growing up lost their virginities like at 12,
Yep.
13 years old.
And,
Like,
and
it
you
was
think
it was
because you're a
crazy.
dude that is cool, but some situations when you 12, 13, that you lose your virginity is not cool. And
Mhm.
it really does a bad psychological effect on your brain and stuff like that. And you grows up and you have bad relationships after bad relationships when you're older and stuff like the bad sexual experience when you're older. And like that stuff stems from younger age and not knowing and doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. And then it just festers up and then you bring it to your adulthood and all that stuff. So it's very important to be upfront and straightforward and teach your kids stuff at the youngest age as possible so they know all this stuff, man.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It is
Yep.
very, very true. I know somebody who actually went through that. Like, they had sex at a really early age, and it literally just went into like horrible relationship to horrible relationship. Is and the problem was that he was like 12 when he slept with somebody who was like 16 or
Yeah.
17, and it was like, Jesus Christ.
Because if you think about it, if a 16-year-old dude and you had sex with a 12-year-old girl, wouldn't that be horrible?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Plus people don't dudes, our brains we develop slower too. So that's even worse. A
Mhm.
12-year-old kid, dude shouldn't really be thinking about stuff like that young age,
Mhm.
especially with somebody that much older. It could really mess you up psychologically. I can't say the word. It could really mess your brain up, man.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
very true. But Tony, how are you gonna come at your brother? Are you gonna be like the strict parent type where you give him the talk, or are you gonna be trying to be kind of like his brother at the same time, be like, hey man, let me tell you about this.
I don't know, man. And that's honestly been the hardest part, dude. Is trying to
Mhm.
separate myself from that, and then
Mhm.
I, it's,
Mhm.
I can't even describe it, man. Like I probably will try to give him the old strict talk, but loose. I don't, this is somewhere in between. There's like this little gray area that I found.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude. For me, they had like a puberty talk or a puberty class presentation or whatever at a school, and they
Yeah.
were talking about the things that could start to happen, the growing hair, getting taller, different things like that. Um, but I had to like cover the grounds with that and see what they told him, see what they didn't tell him, and I just covered the basis with him. Like, hey, yes, you are gonna get taller. Yes, you are. Your voice is gonna change. Yes, you're gonna start sweating more. You got to use deodorant more. You got to do this. You got to do that. Just covering all my bases. And then when he's 13, I'm gonna have 12 or 13. I'm gonna have like the real talk with him. Like the whole, the real puberty talk, and then
Yeah.
go from there. But I've laid the groundwork for it, and at least he's covered for now. But yeah.
Because a lot of these idiots, they do the abstinence thing. That's a
Oh
bad
no,
decision.
that
That's
doesn't
a
work.
horrible decision.
The purity
That's
ring.
not. That don't work. Yes, that don't work at all. That don't
I
work.
don't.
That's how you end up with 6-year-old and pregnant. That's how you end up with this stuff, man. You got to
Mm,
teach them all this stuff.
yeah, you gotta start early on, just because a lot of the times that it happens, I was like, well, I didn't know it was gonna happen, kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Or
yep.
they're too scared about asking you questions about sexuality because you like one of them super stern parents who don't want to talk about sexuality and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're too scared to go buy a condom from the store or something like that. And they just won't
Mm,
take chances. And you gotta be straight with if you have little girls too, you gotta be straight from it because safe sex is just as much a girl's problem that it is a dude's problem. Your daughter should be just as strict with the safe sex thing as a dude could be. So I think that's a really good thing too, because a lot of parents, especially fathers, they don't want to even broach that subject with their daughters. But I think
mhm.
it's important for you as a father to have that kind of relationship with your daughters too. I think that's really important.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I'm a teen dad, so like I know that it if if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If they want it to
Yeah.
happen, they're gonna make it happen. Like there's no stopping it. But at least we can teach them like, hey, safe sex is the best sex. Like, you need to be safe. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know where this person's been. Just be careful. Don't be
Yeah,
stupid about it.
yeah, yeah.
Because
And even worse, instead of having the STD, you can have something that lasts a whole lifetime. A child at the age of 15 or 16 or something.
damn.
Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You're not
That's true.
wrong. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong, but yeah. I mean, yeah, put it
What
that
was
I can
way.
that?
take me some
What?
medicine to get rid of. I can take me some medicine to get rid of gonorrhea. Can't get rid of that child though.
Yeah. What was
Mm.
that line from Falcon and Winter Soldier? He's out of line, but he's right.
Oh my god.
Oh god, the Trouble Man soundtrack.
Yeah, I think that's like the polite way of saying, "Yeah, you're right, but shut the fuck up."
Oh man, dude. Yeah, dude. If you have the chance, sit down and talk to him, man. Like it's the best thing to do. Especially, it should really come from you. Especially if you're like the male role model in his life, it should really come from you, man.
And you don't have to scare him or nothing. Just ask him like, you seen any girls or something that you like? Have any of your kids been talking about certain things? It's like you could ease your way into it. It's not even that difficult. So
Yeah.
it's really easy. You ain't got to be all explicit with them and tell them everything right away, but you can just ease into the subject and
Yeah.
ask a few questions.
It's
to see
hard
what
to
they
get
know.
him to talk, like he I don't really know what happened, but at some point he had got this idea where he probably shouldn't talk or shouldn't ask questions or anything like that. So getting him out of that's been pretty rough. Like I have to like
Mhm.
force him to tell me stuff sometimes. Like just keep asking and asking
My
until
little brother
he'll
asked
tell
me
me.
100 questions a day. I got the opposite problem. He asked me everything.
Oh,
Every
he
time
does.
he sees something.
He does that. I mean, more like more personal things. Like he doesn't like opening up, and I think I really don't know where that came from.
I'm laughing because someone said in the chat, "Seen any nude girls on Roblox, son?"
Oh Jesus!
Tony, he might have already seen some new girls though. He 10 because
Oh,
by the time
man.
I was like 8 or 9, I already had seen some new girls, and that was back when it was hard to see new girls too.
Yeah,
So,
I was back. Yeah, you find a magazine or something.
yeah. We didn't have the access that we got now. Everything easy now. If I had this back then, I would have been like a 100% a deviant by now. If I would have had all the access I have back then that I could do now,
Mhm.
because it was so hard back then to get anything related to nakedness.
I like early internet days. When internet kind of was real slow. And you look up something, you look up like a picture, and you see it line by line by line by line.
Oh, dude. Do you guys remember buying, not buying, but getting the free 48 day trial, whatever? I mean, 48-hour
Oh, the
trial
discs?
CDs.
Yeah.
You pop them in,
yeah.
and then you get some free internet.
Yeah.
When our grandparents would leave, we was sneaking there and like grab one of their tapes because we knew where they hid the tapes at. We would grab one, pop it in, look at it, then put it back before they came back.
I had a friend who did that, and he remembered the exact same spot where it was before. So he'll like rewind it and then like take it out.
Oh man,
Xavier's he says your dad gave you a magazine and to tell the story.
that was when we was older though. I think. Let's see.
Man.
I don't even remember how the story went. He would have to be on the podcast. This was so long ago. I don't even remember how it went. I remember he gave us. See, I never really listened to him when my daddy talking though, so he never really makes sense. He
What was it,
rambles
like
lot.
a Playboy Hustler? Or what
It was like I think it was a Hustler magazine. It wasn't Playboy's not even porn. I don't know what that is. That's some baby stuff right there. I think it was a Hustler magazine. It was Hustler magazine because Hustler they spread ego, boy. Everything be out there, bro. I think it was Hustler.
He said he was 8 and you were 10.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right. That was about right.
Well,
I
damn.
tell you, we learned about stuff at early age, and I think that's why we so like we had so much control and stuff like that. Like we didn't get a whole bunch of women pregnant and all that stuff. I think because we had a healthy relationship with our parents where they could tell us about stuff like that, and we didn't have to feel ashamed or anything like that. Even though they were like church going people too, so we didn't have to feel ashamed and nothing about stuff like that.
Yeah, he said it was a 7-Eleven porno mag.
I didn't
He
even know.
remembers. He was 80. He remembered way better. I don't even remember the story like that, man.
He got good memory.
Yeah,
That was a very pivotal moment for him. I think.
that's why he on Instagram thirsting all the time because of that moment back then. It brought it back.
Dang.
I wonder if the Lizard King gonna listen to this podcast too and hear me talk about how my brother been thirsting the whole time. Lizard King, if you're not interested in my brother, please tell him to stop liking your photos because he's trying too hard right now, man. Too hard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
He said he remembers every nipple. Every nipple.
Cause she light skinned too, so
man.
cause most light skinned chicks like don't like other light skinned people. My brother light skinned too, so every time you see a light skinned chick, she always with a dark dude. So I don't know. I don't know how it go.
God. Those videos always get me, like light-skinned dudes versus dark-skinned dudes. Oh, God. Those videos always kill me.
It goes back to slavery, man. It goes back to slavery. The same idea. It just goes back to slavery. House, field, it's the same stuff. It's been going on forever. but now it's just in a different way. So that's how it's always been.
Well, shit, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Well, man, getting into the freaking the nerd of it all. Um, we covered what? We covered anime. We covered a little bit of comics, movies. What about games, man? What do y'all feel about like top games? Like, what's your top 5 games all time?
Go ahead, go Tony.
All time.
All
Yep.
time,
Man.
man. All time. We're talking all time, dude.
Yeah,
This
all
is
of
this
them.
is the this is the problem I have on our podcast too. Nobody tells me the list ahead of time, and I
You
have to
should know
like
this
think
thing
of
should
shit
be in
on.
your head, man. My list is already in my head. I already know what I'm gonna say, man.
Off your head,
All right,
man.
well, number one for me, probably Halo 2.
All garbage. Oh,
No,
I'm
no,
just
bro.
be quiet, let him
Yeah,
go.
this is my list, right? This is my list. Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, great.
That's a good one. That's
One
a
of the
good one.
greatest song tracks ever in video game, Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh yeah. Let's go. I'll go Modern Warfare. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2 though. I don't remember, but one of
It's
them I used
probably
to
2.
play.
2 is the best. Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 2 is the best to me.
I used to play the shit out of Pete. Actually, we played with you. You should remember. What was it? Modern Warfare 1 or 2?
It was 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Remember
where you taught a
Scream,
kid, where you
Scream
taught a
peeking
kid
on
how to,
Rust.
where you taught a kid how to YouTube.
Yeah. Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on like
Oh,
one my top Legend of Zelda game.
Never played
Mhm.
Legend of Zelda in my life. Not one of them. Not
What?
one. Nope. Never in my life.
Does it
Man.
interest you, or you just
Nope.
don't like it?
Never interested.
Wow.
Used to look at it when other people played. I never was interested in playing it at all.
Really?
don't know why.
And Paper Mario. Loved Paper
Paper
Mario.
Mario.
It was
Which
my
one?
favorite.
The original
Oh,
one
my-
or the new one?
The original one.
Of course, it's not a new one.
Yeah, I don't like the new one.
Yeah, the new ones get weird. The new ones get really weird. What about you, Jaime?
I'm
Top
gonna go
5 games.
Top 5 games.
Yeah.
Halo 2, one of them.
Oh, y'all are weird. Oh,
I grew
Halo
up with Halo.
people.
I grew up in Halo 2, so Halo 2 was my favorite one. Another one. I grew up with a lot of Mexican fighting games, and they're not from Mexico, but they were like popular in Mexico a lot. So King of Fighters is like one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Because it was big in Mexico, it was like the thing. And King of you would see everywhere, every little mom and pop shop, everywhere you would go, you would see at least one King of Fighters, and that was very rare. They wouldn't have one; they would always have like multiple editions of it. And then
Yeah, you ain't lying. I used to, whenever I'd go to like one of those shops, I would start playing, and I didn't know how big that game was. And then some dude come up and fucking body me, like just perfect me. And I was just like, well, I don't want to play this game anymore.
That and Marvel vs. Capcom, dude. That
Mhm.
oh my god, they play the shit out of that game.
yeah, so mine
Go
would
on,
be Halo 2, almost any King of Fighters except like the newer ones. Those are weird. And then I would have to go with for like adventure type. One of my favorite ones, Psychonauts. I love Psychonauts. That game
That's
was
great.
awesome.
Ooh, that's an obscure one. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
very good.
cult classic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love that one.
Very
What
good
was
game.
another one? Half-Life 2. That's when I started getting into like PC gaming. Half-Life 2 was my
Great
one of my
game.
favorite ones.
Mhm.
And then I would have to say I wasn't good at it by no means at all, not even competition eligible at all. But StarCraft 2 was one of my favorites as well.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Baku?
See, my list is gonna be very specific because all my favorite games have memories attached to them, right? Stuff like
okay.
that. They sentimental to me. So number 5 is the Simpsons arcade game.
Oh, no.
We used to go to CC's Pizza, at the buffet, and I used to spend $20. We used to spend like $20 every time we go
God
trying to
damn.
beat this Simpsons game.
Did you beat it?
We beat it. I remember once or twice we beat it while we was there. We had enough time to beat it while we was there. Cause we usually would have to leave before we could finish beating the game, whatever. But that's number 5 on my list. Number 4 is Pokemon Red. That was the first game I had on Game Boy. Like it's near and dear to my heart. I loved it. I got my Charizard to level 100 and beat the whole Elite Four with one Pokemon Charizard level 100. So that's number 4 on my list. Number 3 is just back when I was first getting into when I was high school. I think I was 17, so high school. It was Madden 2007. It was my favorite athlete of all time. It was Michael Vick on the cover. I think that was Madden 2007, and that was like the most OP video game character ever. It's
Shout out
Michael Vick in
Marcus.
Madden.
Marcus used to play that game with me, dude. He always picked that team. He always ran Michael Vick and just ran him. Just ran every time, bro.
You didn't have to throw it at all. You got you to run.
Yeah.
The quarterback
faster
with
than
the
everybody.
running back's stats or what?
Yeah, he outrun everybody. So that's number 3 on my list. Number two on my list. This one is kind of hard, but I think I got 2 in my mind. Which one I'm gonna pick? I think I'm going with Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah.
It's a good game.
That's
Guitar
a good
Hero.
one. Good choice. Solid choice.
Just because I have a whole bunch of family members, me, all my brothers and my cousins used to come over. We had the whole setup, the 2 guitars, the drums, everything, and it was like a good wholesome moment that I just remember us all being together, having fun, singing, even though none of us can't sing. Like and number 1, Call of Duty, World of War. That was the first like FPS game I played online, and like it was everything to me. That was the greatest game ever. That was like. I think that was the most fun game I remember experienced for the first time that I loved so much. So that's the number 1 in my heart. Call of Duty, World of War.
That's when they introduced dismemberment, and I remember my first memory with that game was getting my leg blown off, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I was like that too. I was like, what just happened? The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it first introduced you to zombies too. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it, dude. Loved it.
Mhm.
My top 5. I gotta include Halo 2. I'm sorry, dude. I'm a big person.
Halo fans.
That started it for me, dude. That was my start of my online everything.
Dude, those Halo lobbies were toxic, but man, they we got iron skin now, dude, for freaking Call of Duty lobbies.
Yeah, yep. Call of Duty and Halo lobbies, the worst lobbies ever.
Still are. They still are.
You 18, just graduated high school, and then you just got some 5-year-old calling you the N-word over and over again in the lobby. Like, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? What is happening, man? Why? And then they calling your friends. I'm like, he's not even black. Why you calling him the N-word? What are you doing, man?
Yeah. I remember when the whole Trump thing was going on, there were a lot of people were saying, they're like, "Oh man, where all these races come out from?" I don't know what. I'm like, you guys never been in a Call of Duty or Halo lobby. There's so many people out there like that. You hear them all the time. What do you mean where they've been?
Get it all the time, man. So definitely Halo 2. Guitar Hero 3.
Yes.
My favorite Guitar Hero of all time. Fudge, man. Pokemon Gold. That was my favorite Pokemon of all time. Just
was good.
because you could go in the Johto, then you can go back to Kanto, and then you got to fight Red and Mount Silver. That was my absolute favorite thing, dude. And Red was so freaking overpowered, dude. And it was amazing, dude. Was that 3 games so far?
Mhm.
2 more. Fudge, man.
I know it's hard.
Destroy All Humans was one of my favorites.
Destroy him.
I love Destroy All
My
Humans.
sister loved that game.
I fucking love that game, dude. It was great, dude.
That's the one where you were the alien, right? And you were just like GTA and everything.
Yeah.
basically killing everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved it, dude.
Fun fact: that game is coming to the Game Pass in 2 days.
Dude, it's on the PC. I bought it for like $15.
Mhm.
It was great. It's Steam sale.
Didn't they
It was great.
remaster it or something like that?
Hell yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It was awesome, dude. Last one would probably be Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, that's a great game.
It was an amazing game, dude. It was amazing, dude.
It's one of those games that make like at the end of it, you're like, "Am I the monster?"
Yes. Yes. The remaster was great. I just wish it would have been just a little bit better. Just a little bit better. Just so I could immerse myself.
I gotta give an honorable mention to Ninja Storm 2 on GameCube and Fight Night 2007, I think it was. I gotta give I used to love the Fight Night games.
Bro, I miss the Def Jam. The
Fight for New York. Def Jam Fight for New York. Oh
Yo.
my god.
we used to
That
throw
game.
hands on that Jaime.
Oh.
You and I used to throw hands on that shit.
Dude, it was a little broken and a little bit sometimes unfair, but that game was a shit.
That game was awesome. Dude. That in
My honorable mention would have to be Midnight Club Dub Edition.
Mm-hmm.
I never played Midnight Club.
I love
for
it,
real?
dude.
Yeah, I never played Midnight
I
Club.
loved I love the Need for Speed. Need for Speed Underground.
Played it.
Yeah, I feel like
I just remember it was. I just remember thinking that one thing I used to want it for was more open world. And it's like that's the only thing I used to want from. But other than that, I used to love Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah, yeah. I met a couple of people who were like not really into racing games, and they always tell me either they have played Midnight Club at least once or Need for Speed. They always say the same thing. They're like, "I'm not a racing guy, but I tried this game," and I'm like, "Yeah, it makes sense."
Yeah, it was very open. Like you didn't even have to be into racing games just to get into it.
Yeah.
It was really really open.
It's like arcade. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you guys ever used to go to the arcades as kids? I used to love going to the arcade.
Yep. Because back then, every restaurant you went to had an arcade. Then they started slowly phasing them out.
All of that.
Lunch, everything. I always
was
had
your
quarters. I played anything.
What was your favorite game on the arcade?
Oh, besides the Simpsons game, I'm gonna go with Tekken. I used to love Tekken. I used to love
Okay.
Tekken. Me and my brother used to fight each other all the time with Tekken.
Yeah,
So-
mine was the original Soul Calibur. I used to
Soul
dominate in that game, dude, in the arcades. Oh my god, dude. That's why I got so good at Mitsurugi and Keelik. Those were my two favorite characters, dude.
It was Marvel versus Capcom for me.
Oh, I remember that in the
I
arcade too, man. That's
Yeah, I
good
used
too.
to play the hell out of that game, dude.
Did you play like one or two, or did you just
One.
one? Nice.
I could never find two here in any arcades.
Yeah,
They only ever had one.
it
Yeah,
was rare.
Yeah, over here in South Texas, they were common.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's even I know a place. I don't know how they're still in business because it's illegal, but they have a machine where in Mexico they're very common because over there they don't care, but they have a machine where it has like all the games in it. So
Oh yeah, I love those places, man.
yeah,
Oh,
dang.
you go to the Xbox.
I mean, y'all be living good when y'all go to Mexico, huh?
Yeah, Mexico's wild.
Oh yeah, and the food is great. Oh my god.
I already know the food's great. I got a whole bunch of SA homies right down the street from me. I just go down in their house. They mama cooks food, some great food, man. Great food.
Remember that abuelita on the back, Jaime?
Oh
We
yeah,
went
that
to
we, yeah. When I was over there with in Dallas with you, yeah, we found that.
We went to San Antonio.
Oh yeah, in San Antonio. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, we went to this breakfast spot that was famous for breakfast tacos, right? And I want to know how big the tortillas were because I need to know how big it is so I can know how many breakfast tacos to order. And the lady, without missing a beat, turns around. She's like, "Abuelita, show them the tortilla." And she literally lifts it up. She's like, "Aquí, aquí." And I was like, "Shit, give me 3 of them, dude."
Yeah, she was like hand rolling them and shit in the back. We're like, all right, this is gonna be a good spot.
It's just the best thing. Handmade food is the best. No matter what culture you have it from, when it's handmade or it's homemade from like somebody who really know the culture, like it's so good. It's so good.
Oh yeah, so good, man.
Yeah. Well, speaking of food, real quick, what type of food do you usually find over there where you guys are, like in Dallas? Like, what's like the most common thing that you guys would find besides fast food restaurant?
It honestly depends on what part of Dallas you're in,
Okay.
because we Dallas is honestly very
Diverse.
very diverse, multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
Different parts of Dallas, you'll find different things. Like just this past weekend, we went to a Mongolian hot pot, but that whole little area is like an Asian part of town,
Yeah.
and there's like Korean shops, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we went.
Is
we
that the
actually
one we
went
went to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we went Saturday for my birthday. There's literally a whole bunch of Asian shops down there. There's a ramen spot that I actually took you to there as well.
I'm sad
yeah,
that
there's a whole
it's
bunch of
gone. I'm sad it's gone.
yeah. There's
And then like in our neighborhood in the Grove, we got like great chicken and great Mexican food.
yes, good tacos.
Then you go down the street to South Dallas, then you get some good barbecue and soul food down there in South
Oh yeah,
Dallas.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but mostly over here, I eat mostly Mexican food over here.
Yeah,
That's what I mostly eat here. Mexican food. If it ain't Mexican food, it's probably homemade. Something homemade from my house. My grandmama, my mama cooked fried chicken or something, or some neck bones.
Hall's
oxtails.
Hall's
stuff like
chicken's amazing too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Jamaican spot up the street too. A Jamaican spot. They have oxtails and stuff like that up there. So that's
Oh,
good too.
Jerk
in a
chicken
while.
and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, to wrap back to your question, it just depends on what part of Dallas you go to.
Yeah.
There's a
When-
strong Indian as well. Like if you there's certain
Yeah, there is like a little area up near Garland where there's just a bunch of Indian restaurants too.
And then it's an area of Mesquite where you can find a whole bunch of like Greek or Turkish food right
Mhm.
there in Mesquite. You can get some. You can get some kebabs and everything in there. It's good, great.
There's
They taste
some,
good.
there's some different.
Euros or whatever you call them in Greek. They so good.
Gyros, gyros.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what's the right pronunciation of that. Gyros, gyros.
I think it's Euro. I think so. I think it's Euro.
Yeah,
But I'm not
there's
sure.
African restaurants here now too. Like they're doing like African cuisine.
I didn't
I
know.
got to try it the other day. It was really really good, dude. Really really good.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
spices.
a lot of good food choices. I say we pretty up there when it comes to big cities and food choices. We not Los Angeles though, or because Los Angeles got like I've been to Los Angeles before, and that's the biggest like food thing that
Yeah.
I've been to is Los Angeles. So
I think as far as Texas, I think the only place that has this beat in diversity is probably Houston. Houston has
so?
a very very diverse food culture kind of thing.
Yeah.
I haven't been to many parts of Houston. Every part I've been to in Houston have to do with a pole. So I don't know that many food choices in Houston. So
Yeah, they got a really good Cajun and Asian cuisine down
oh,
there.
Cajun. Speaking of Louisiana, I think Louisiana got the best pay. New Orleans is especially got the best food in the world to me. It's either New Orleans, probably New Orleans. Yeah, I love New Orleans food.
You a seafood guy or what?
I love seafood. Love seafood.
I love seafood.
Like when you have old Southern people, old Southern, especially old Southern black grandmothers and stuff, like they just a whole bunch of seafood. It's just gonna happen, man. Catfish, fried catfish, stuff like that. All different kinds of seafood, stuff, gumbo, all that stuff. It's just gonna happen. So I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
And give me some rice. Anything, any seafood with rice, I love that. So
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I don't like seafood.
what?
I don't like seafood, man.
No seafood?
And look, I'll tell you this, and you can ask some people that know me around that I've tried seafood from different places and multiple times. You know, like there's like one dude where like, oh, I don't like that. Why? Oh, you never, cause it sounds similar to this, so I don't want to try it. No, I'm the type of guy that, oh, you're telling me that you have eel. I've never tried it. I'm gonna try it, even though it's seafood. I'm probably not gonna like it, but I'll go ahead and try it. And most of the time, I end up not trying it. Like crab, I tried it many different times from like an actual place.
You don't like crab?
Too salty for me.
He doesn't like any seafood.
Salty. What kind of crab have you had that's salty, man? I'm
Yeah,
getting the wrong
I-
crab, man.
I-
The
I-
crab supposed to be sweet, man.
Well, the one that the three crabs that I tried, they're from different places. One of them was from I think it was like Joe's Crab Shack, and I didn't like it. And then it was another one was from some family member that cooks a lot of seafood, and I don't like it, so they probably cooked it wrong. And then the last one I tried it from I think it was another place. I think it was Mumbo's. There's a place called Mumbo's over here.
I understand because like I have the same thing with sushi. Like people always telling me, "Oh, you try from here." I can't deal with sushi at all. Like no matter where you gonna give it to me from, I cannot deal with the sushi. The raw thing, the texture, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it, man, at all.
Love
Yeah.
sushi.
I can't stand sushi. Sushi, and what's the Brussels sprouts? I hate Brussels sprouts too.
Louisiana opened my eyes to seafood, dude. Because I used to not do seafood at all. I used to do maybe shrimp, maybe fried catfish, and that was it. I was really basic.
Isn't that where you
But then
tried crawfish?
Yes.
Oh, so
I
good.
tried crawfish, and dude, it opened my world, dude. I tried crab, I tried lobster, I tried
So good.
everything, dude. Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking good.
The only food I hate is pea soup.
What the heck is pea soup?
You know peas are right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those mashed up into a soup.
Mashed up. What kind of peas y'all eating? Mashed up to a soup?
What?
Don't you just cook the peas? What
You know,
doing
green
mashing them up,
peas?
man?
I don't know, bro. I fucking hated it. Like
I never had no mashed up peas before, man.
that was one. Like I am not a picky eater at all. My grandmother made that one time when I was a kid.
You talking about
she's
black eyed
like-
peas or sweet peas or the green
The
peas?
green peas.
Oh, and you smash them up?
She made them into a soup, and
I
that was
never
the
had
only
in the
thing
soup
I
in my life.
never.
I thought you talking about like black eyed peas or something. I'm like, I
No,
love black eyed
that,
peas.
that was the only thing I never. That was the one thing I got in trouble for not eating.
Yeah, I don't
She
like
would not
them
let
either,
me
though.
leave the kitchen. I was like, I'm not eating this. I can't. It's awful.
Yeah, that's nasty to me. I don't like
I
green.
was
don't
in
like
that
sweet
kitchen
peas
until
either.
2 a.m. until she was like, okay, maybe he's really not gonna eat this.
Yeah, I never heard that putting that in to a soup. Have y'all ever seen?
Tomato is the only one that I've, tomato soup's pretty good.
Was it the white side of your family or the Mexican side of your family?
It was the white side of my
Okay,
family.
I understand. I understand. That. I'm like, I know I ain't the essays cooking that, man. Come on, man. What the heck?
That's crazy, man.
Pea
Yeah, man,
soup, wow.
Pea soup is crazy. Shit, man. Let's just let's go ahead and close it out. I know you got a top 3 list that you wanted to.
Yeah, I wanted to bring something over from the Trap Nerd podcast as a little gift or whatever. It's like it's nothing. It's just the best thing we do on the Trap Nerd podcast.
Okay.
Anything that have to do with me is the best.
Okay.
Honestly, so it's called the Eli's Undisputed List. It's a work of art, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah.
It's undisputed. Like the things I say is like it's just truth, man. It's just truth. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
So today I got for y'all Eli's Undisputed 3 things that women do that annoys me. That annoys me, not the rest of y'all. It just annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing on my list, crying about nonsense. That's the first thing women do that bothers me. Like, I understand if you're crying about something that's actually sad or something, or like something that traumatic happened or something like that. But if you try to hold my hand, and I just don't want my hand held at one point. I don't need you to cry for an hour over that, man. It's just weird to me, man. It's just weird to me. Why? My hands are sweaty. I'm hot. I don't want to hold your hand. I don't want your arm on me, and I'm 100 degrees already. You see, I got I'm already sweating, man. I don't need you all over me, make me even hotter, man. In the summertime, don't cry over that. So that's number 3 on my list. Number 2, things women do that annoys me. Having to have an explanation of where I'm going every time I go somewhere. Okay, like
I'm not touching that.
we're not.
I have someone who might be listening. I'm not touching that.
Whoa, wait. Go ahead, elaborate on that one.
We're not like, you're not my mama, man. Why do I have to tell you every time I go somewhere, man? I'm going to play basketball. What do I need to tell you that I'm going to play basketball for, man? Come on, man. Why do I have to tell you I'm going to get something to eat, man? Why do you need to know all these things about me, man? Why do I need to text you and let you know that I'm doing this or doing this without you having to get an attitude when I come back? So that's number 2 on my list, man. Y'all got anything to say about that? Y'all got problems with that? Be truthful, man. Come on, man.
No.
One of us just said, "Say it, Tony."
I have no problems whatsoever with these things.
I feel like someone's just behind him right now, just like ready to.
Bro.
Well, look, I'll tell you this. I'm lucky enough that I can do that with my girl. I'm lucky enough that I can do that with my girl. 100%. I'm not even.
Oh, he got a good one.
I'm not even trying to be like, oh, he's showing off or anything. Like, no, it's not even about that. It's really that's the truth because.
I mean, don't just flex if you want to flex, man. Don't make no excuses. Just flex,
No,
man.
it's weird, man. I can't do it. I really can't. I'm just that type of person. I get weirded out even if I try to do it. So, but no, for real, like with her, I could just go somewhere and be like, hey, I'll be back. She'll be like, all right, that's it.
That's cool. That's cool, Pete.
Me? Oh hell no! I'm single.
That must be
single?
bliss.
Oh, Tony said it must be bliss. Whoever listening that Tony is scared to talk to, he's scared to be honest with you, man. He tired of you asking for him to where he going all the time, man.
I didn't say that.
He want to go to a virtual strip club without you, man. That's what he want, man. So just let him have some freedom, man.
She comes to the virtual strip clubs with me.
See, that's what I'm saying. Let him have some freedom, man. Let him go to a strip club by himself. Number 1 on my undisputed list of things that women do that annoys me is being too physical sometimes. Okay. I know some dudes think it's cute or whatever when they girl hit them or whatever for some reason, but
No.
I don't need you just randomly punching me, putting your hands on me and stuff. It's weird. When you get mad at me or when I say something, I don't need you slapping me on my arm or something like that. Because if I slap you on your arm or something, I'm never going to hear the end of it. Like, don't assault me and I don't assault you. Just don't. Stop being so physical. And then you do it too hard most of the time, too, because women don't know their own strength sometimes. And they just hit you hard. And it really hurts, man. You end up with a black eye, or bruise, or something. Like,
Oh, wait.
don't physically assault me. That's the number one thing that women do that annoys me. That's
No,
my undisputed list, man.
I think that's just assault. I don't know. I think that's just assault.
It's
But
a
they all
disguise.
do, man. They think it's cute or whatever to hit you or slap you or whatever. I'm like, it's not, man.
No, it's true. My girl does
Yeah.
that. She'll like, I'll
Oops.
do like a good joke. I don't care. Like I'll do it like a good joke, right? And then I'll probably offend her a little bit, and then she'll be like, hit me. She'll hit me with that heavy hand, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, bitch. And then she's like, what you call me? I said, you heard me. And then I have to deal with the consequences, but I have to say what I gotta say.
Oh man,
Dude,
that's a
his
good
girl-
relationship right there. You can say what you got to say.
His girl is strong, dude. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. That's strong as
I'm
hell.
like, what the fuck? Yeah, I hate that shit too.
So annoying, man. That's my undisputed list, man. Say, if y'all want more, all you gotta do is tune into Trap Nerd Podcast, and y'all have the greatest list forever for y'all. I do lists, games. Basically, that's it, because that's all I do on the show. Lists and games.
And have what is it? Opinions that may or
yeah.
may not be wrong all the time.
Wrong? No, they're not wrong. None of my opinions are wrong.
God damn it.
They are divisive.
Opinions of right being wrong. It's all about perspective, you know. Who's right, who's wrong.
Perspective. Mhm.
That's why I said it's great that you guys have different opinions and bounce off of each other. Like if you guys got along all the time and said the same thing, it wouldn't be fun, man. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be as great as it was, or great as it is. Honestly, dude, I'd be laughing my ass off sometimes just driving to work listening to y'all, just
Thank you, man.
fucking
Yeah,
dying.
thanks.
It's nice to hear this in person and not over the internet. Hear somebody like to actually tell you
Yeah,
that they
dude.
actually like the content you're making and stuff. I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate it, man. So
Yeah.
we actually, nobody knows, we actually working hard on the show, man. We trying to like make it as best as we can. So it's nice to have people actually see the work we putting in and like actually liking and stuff like that. So
Yeah, dude.
thank y'all for letting us come on here and everything.
Yeah, dude.
Really
Yeah, man.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people don't understand the hard work that goes into a podcast, man. Like, just from editing to story writing to just everything in general, dude. Like, there's so much that goes into it, and a lot of people think that oh, I'm just gonna start a podcast. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be great, but
It's hard.
it's a lot of hard work, man. It's a
Yeah.
lot of hard work. And you guys are-
Chemistry, all that stuff comes into
Yeah.
play.
and you guys are in the big leagues now. It's
Yep.
I'm glad you guys got that chemistry.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
Hopefully we stay in the big leagues.
I think
We've got good interviews, coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
as long as nobody gets canceled, we should be going to the big leagues. But one of us might mess around and get canceled though, so I'm not gonna put any promises out there. Somebody might have to be replaced in the future. Most likely me, because I'm the one who say the most cancelable stuff. So most likely me, but
Look, final question. You guys don't have to answer if you don't want to, because this is kind of a heavy
don't
question.
I answer anything, so
Alright.
I it don't matter to me, man.
Besides you, if one of your 3 members from the Trap Nerds podcast had to be canceled, would you continue without them? If one of them got canceled,
It depends on which one got canceled. If Tony got canceled, I don't think that we can function. How we gonna get stuff edited if Tony got canceled? If Xavier got canceled, he really don't. I can do the hosting, so I guess it's all right. If Dre got canceled, I don't know. On the one I could continue without getting canceled is Tony, because he the one who actually do the editing and stuff. So we'll be out of luck. Well, we have to find a new editor or something. So
Damn. That's
That's-
hilarious.
that's good. But yeah, let's close out this episode today. For sure, guys, listen to their podcasts. They're hilarious, as you can tell right now. They go through pretty much almost anything that you can think of nerdy wise. Lists, how he was mentioning. I'm glad.
wait.
I really do. I'm glad that you guys have moved on, and actually someone recognized that you guys have good chemistry, and there's potential to even elevate it even higher. So I'm really glad, because like I said, when Pete told me about you guys, I'm like, let me check out you guys out, and I noticed that there was chemistry there. It had good good conversations and stuff like that. And then, like I said, once you guys came on to the Black Effect Network, it just started elevating even more. So
Thank you,
Like-
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, expect more great things from you guys.
Yeah, check them out. It's the Trap Nerds podcast.
Yeah,
You-
we stream. Well, we don't stream, but our episode streams every Monday.
Mhm.
So look, give it a listen.
You can
We're
find them on
usually-
any podcast network,
Yeah, any network.
iHeartRadio, Apple, all that stuff.
Mhm.
And follow us on Facebook. We got Twitter and Instagram. The Trap
Follow
Nerds
us on
podcast.
IG, especially if you're a lady.
Yeah.
We need more women followers, man.
What's,
But ignore my brother though, because he probably gonna thirst trap over you and stuff. So that's kind of weird, but.
God
And,
damn.
and to all the trap nerds who listening to this podcast, who gonna listen to the podcast when it's out or whatever, make sure y'all tune in regularly to the Your Baby Daddy podcast, man. This podcast was awesome. It was awesome being on here, man. They're
Yeah.
insightful. It's easy to talk to them, whatever. It's a pretty cool podcast right here.
They're
So-
doing great things over here.
well, thanks, guys. Well, anything you gotta say, Pete?
No, sir. I'm good.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next Monday.
Take it easy.
We out this piece.